Welcome to the Nebraska Department of Motor Vehicles, Motor Carrier Services. Today, we will be going over the IFTA and IRP record-keeping requirements. This video will help the Nebraska Motor Carriers and owner/operators understand what must be reported under the International Fuel Tax Agreement, IFTA, and International Registration Plan, IRP. Most two-axle vehicles exceeding 26,000 pounds and all three-axle that intend to travel interstate needs interstate fuel tax and registration credential. IFTA is the program that disperses your fuel tax dependent on where you drive. And IRP is the program that apportions your registration fees to the jurisdictions you traveled. Motor carriers and owner-operators operating a qualified motor vehicle across state lines are required to keep and maintain accurate mileage and fuel records. You need to report your miles yearly for IRP and you need to report both miles and fuel quarterly for IFTA. A vehicle mileage and fuel report trip sheet is a starting point for meeting this requirement. If you are using a GPS-based device such as an electronic logging device, you will need to be able to generate specific reports quarterly. This video covers the Nebraska trip and fuel sheets and what report needed for your ELD. This can be found online at dmv.nebraska.gov/mc/IFTA record keeping audit. Each trip sheet such as the vehicle mileage and fuel report has some basic information on it. The trip sheets must have the start and end date, name of the licensee or registrant, and the unit number as required. The information that is recorded for reporting purposes includes the trip origin and destination, the beginning and ending odometer reading for each trip, jurisdiction name, total miles per jurisdiction, and the total miles for the trip. List the amount of the fuel purchases at the pump under, number of gallons. The name and location of the fueling or gas station will be filled under the fuel state name and fuel location. Alternatively, if you are using an electronic logging device or ELD, it must be plugged into the ECM and can produce a logging report called the raw data report. The raw data report must show the following: original GPS or location data for each vehicle, date and time of each GPS reading, location of each GPS reading, latitude and longitude, beginning and ending odometer readings from the engine control module, unit number, total miles, and miles by jurisdiction. Keep all fuel receipts and ensure all unit numbers are recorded on the fuel receipts. It is not enough to just write this information down on the trip sheet. Remember, all miles traveled, whether with or without a load, for personal use, or while on or off duty must be reported. All carriers or licensees must submit their IFTA tax return every quarter. A return must be submitted even if there are no activities such as no taxable miles traveled, all miles traveled were in Nebraska, or no gallons purchased. The chart below displays the quarterly return due dates. If the due date falls on a weekend or a state holiday, the due date is extended to the following business day. Remember, all mileage and fuel documents and records must be retained for 5 years. For questions on Nebraska audits, please contact the Nebraska Motor Carrier Services Division.